backside Noseslide. I love how it sounds and feels while sliding. Yet, you may often get stuck even though you've waxed the ledge enough. In fact, there is a mechanism that the more you try to slide, the more resistance you get. Let's see why. You must overcome the friction to achieve a long slide. So pull your hips back and place your weight above the ledge. Along the way to achieving this posture, there are things to keep in mind in both the front-back and side-to-side directions. Let's start with the front-back position. During a slide, resistance occurs between the top of the ledge and the nose or sole of your shoe, and the side of the ledge and the wheels. Because of this, if you stand directly above your board, the nose can get stuck and your body is thrown forward. You can fix this by shifting your center of gravity slightly backward and pushing the nose forward. However, you must pay close attention to your knee angle. You can pull your hips back whether your knees are bent or straight. But when the knees are straightened too much, the force pushing the nose forward becomes too big, causing the board to shoot out. In a backside Noseslide, the front knee can easily straighten too much. Ideally, you should lock in somewhere around here. The board goes slightly in front of your body. But if you're not used to it, you may often aim too far, which can cause you to extend your knee. If you do so, you will have to push your board into the ledge to increase its angle up to 90 degrees, like a slappy Noseslide. The problem is that the harder you press, the more friction builds up between the board, the shoe, and the ledge. When your front knee is bent, pressure is widely distributed across the sole. But when it straightens, the force concentrates on the heel, which usually extends past the nose, increasing friction against the top of the ledge. In other words, while it is true that you need to push the board forward to overcome resistance, extending the knee too far creates unnecessary friction and slows you down. And that's why the board doesn't slide as much as expected, even with a good amount of wax. Moreover, with the straight knee, you can't pop or press down the nose effectively, leaving you the only option to get off the ledge by slipping off. So, what should you do? To reduce friction, instead of land on the nose then rotate, aim to rotate first, then land. As you open your shoulders, pop and ollie without rotating the board. This twist is crucial. Since your body has already rotated, your front foot naturally tries to return to its original position after lifting, relieving the twist. This motion allows you to bring the nose onto the ledge by lowering your front foot. Keep in mind that this motion is not the same as a frontside 180. In a frontside 180, the body and board spin together. If you do that in a backside Noseslide, you will either over-rotate and get stuck, or get on the ledge. Also, if you can't help coming off in fakie, consider this possibility. In short, in a frontside 180, the board and body rotate together during ascent. But in a backside Noseslide, only the body rotates first, and your front foot follows while guiding the board as it descends. Next, let's consider the side-to-side alignment. To achieve a long slide, your head, front foot, and the edge of the ledge must be close together. Timing becomes critical. If you pop too far from the ledge, you'll have to extend your knee again to get the nose onto the ledge. Then, your weight ends up being too far off the ledge, preventing a stable slide. Conversely, if you pop too close, the front wheels end up landing on the ledge. Even before locking in, always stay aware of the direction of the ledge. I always try to have this sort of mini-map in my head. Adjust how much you jump toward the ledge depending on its angle. Next, let's see the practice steps. Try Noseslide first and get used to the feeling of holding your weight on the nose. You could gradually decrease the approach angle from 90 degrees, but I personally don't like it, as it makes it easier for me to overshoot my board on the ledge. I recommend approaching the ledge at a parallel angle, no matter how slow it is. Pop an ollie from about 2 decks away while opening your shoulders. Then land your front foot to lock the nose on the ledge. Aim to place the board close to your body to avoid overextending your knee. Try to keep it bent as you set the board down, and adjust how much you push the nose forward based on your approach speed and ledge material. If you see it from the first person perspective, it should look like this. Once you've confirmed your foot placement, keep looking at the place you want to lock in. The swing of the arm indicates that the upper body turns first. Delay the board's rotation so it completes at the same time as you get on the ledge. Keep sliding and push the nose forward to get off the ledge. Also, avoid ollieing too high or using ledges that are too low. When the tail is on the ground, the nose is often already above the ledge. If you bring it even higher by popping a high ollie, you will end up increasing the friction between the board and the ledge, so choose a ledge that has a decent height. If you can't help getting stuck, try waxing the side of the base plate. If you look closely, you can see that the wheels often don't even touch the ledge. And in my case, this part wears out really quickly, and waxing it helps me slide much more smoothly. And that's all for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.